AI, the most popular sci-fi writing topic ever, is now real. Something that as a child I would have dreamed about, would have been a robot walking and talking just like a normal human. But now, it does this.
Hey, I have a thing for you.
Wait, for real?
Your friends didn't tell you?
Not at all, but I'm so happy you told me.
AI has been added to games in the past, with many popular games using it to create the bots and programs and just in general make the game feel more realistic.
Healed off the school splitter?
And so then came clashing and slashing of steel as the...
But it's now being added to games in a different way. A way that is awful, harming consumers, harming independent artists, and in the end, harming the quality of the games. But what's the solve to this? What's the fix? How do we get a perfect AI integration into video games? Everyone is talking about AI, and it seems that nobody actually knows the definition. So to be as absolutely clear as possible, NASA's definition of AI is computer systems that perform complex tasks normally done by human reasoning, decision-making, creating, etc. So it's not what you first thought when seeing something like this. In reality, the AI that we currently have access to is imitation rather than real free thinking. It scours the internet looking for answers to why you have that lump on your stomach, and then just regurgitates the culmination of search results, resulting in something pretty scary, or sometimes really funny. Overall, the AI is really helpful and helps us look through websites that we'd normally have to scroll all the way through, sponsored post this, advertisement here, there, bot, boom. We finally have the answers quick and fast. They're not always correct, but they're quick and fast at least. Generative AI, though, is nearly the same of what I previously defined. The only difference is that it focuses mainly on the arts. A generative AI can create crazy things, such as this.
Just like me. Unlike Sleepy Joe's gyms, we believe in results, not excuses. At Trump's Fitness, we believe in winning.
Clearly, this is easy to tell that it's AI. It could never mimic something actually real like this. Except that wasn't real. And if you didn't know the context that we were talking about AI and I showed you that, you probably couldn't tell. Legend has it that if you disagree with anything I say in this video, then you have a bad opinion and you're going to become AI in 2025. So if you do actually disagree, go ahead and comment so I can make sure you're not AI. And if you do agree, like the video. And come to a Twitch stream sometime, at Brody2WD. There's a small niche indie game company called Activision, and they create an even smaller, more niche game called Call of Duty. Okay, seriously, everybody's played Call of Duty, and there's been some real stinkers here and there, but overall, everyone that plays it tends to enjoy their time. So when Black Ops 6 came out, it was an immediate hit. It looked back at old iconic Black Ops line of games and included great zombie maps, new mechanics, and of course, AI-generated microtransactions. After all the glazing that I just did on COD, we know for a fact that they have money. So when players started noticing things that were clearly AI in their games, they were rightfully angry. I mean, look at this. A zombie can't be Santa. Obviously AI. He also has 6 fingers. It seems that AI is quite literally giving Activision the finger. Because almost every piece of art that we can distinguish as AI, it's because it has 6 fingers. There are even more apparent uses of AI, but who really knows how much COD has been using? And until this point, we didn't even notice. We weren't looking or expecting a brand of this size to do this to us. It's extremely aggravating though. A, Activision has the ability to pay talented artists, and B, you already have those artists working on your team for other projects, and they could very quickly, on payroll, sketch up a piece of art for promotional material. But instead, you generate and post this. It is a spit in the face of the artist that created things that this AI was generating on, but also considering that players took a 2-second look at this and found that it had 6 fingers, it's ridiculous. Another big reason players were mad was because in some of these examples in this video, you have to pay for it. Players paying for something that had no time and consideration is not a good look, not just for Activision, but for the whole gaming sphere. Because how often does this happen and we don't notice? For every game that uses AI poorly, there's a game that uses it well. Picture this. The year is 2005. AI hasn't become a corporate buzzword, and you and your friend stumble upon a computer game. It feels bizarrely human. That game is called Facade. Facade is not your typical game, and not in the teenage girl way.
I'm so quirky.
It doesn't rely on pre-scripted dialogue trees or rigid mechanics. Instead, it puts you in the shoes of a friend visiting a married couple named Grace and Tripp. They are clearly having marital problems. If you're like most players, you can try to mend their marriage. But if you're a real psycho, like the type of psycho who doesn't like cosmic brownies or pours water in their cereal, you can mess with them.
See, you still look like a bitch.
Okay, Gonzalo, I think this evening is over. Already?
This game's AI interprets what you type in real time, allowing for an organic, free-flowing conversation unlike anything most games have even today. Every playthrough is unique because the AI dynamically adjusts its responses based on your choices. What makes Facade a special case of good AI isn't that it's simply a game developed by a large studio trying to capitalize on AI, but that it was the brainchild of two artificial intelligence engineers, Andrew Stern and Michael Mateus. They didn't set out to make a game just to sell copies. They wanted to experiment with AI-driven interactive storytelling. The result is an experience that feels almost unsettling in its realism. Tripp and Grace react as naturally as you'd expect a disgruntled married couple would act, interrupting each other.
Gonna pour you a glass of this wine.
Okay.
No.
Oh, Grace wants it.
Gonzalo.
Yes.
Maybe you'd like some juice or mineral water.
The AI behind their dialogue ensures that every interaction feels dynamic, unlike robotic NPCs found in most modern AAA games.
Hey, you. You're finally awake.
Unlike the AI-generated microtransactions and soulless content we see today, Facade demonstrates how AI can be used to enhance storytelling and player engagement rather than replace human creativity. It doesn't generate random, low-effort content to sell. Instead, it creates an evolving narrative space that adapts to the player's input. This is AI as a tool, not a shortcut. Compare this to the way AI is currently being implemented in games. Rushed, impersonal, and aiming at cutting cost, rather than enhancing gameplay. This actually reminds me of a game where you can make money.
It's a really fun game that makes you money.
Facade stands as a golden example of what AI should be. A tool that deepens immersion, enriches storytelling, and provides unique player experiences. Games that want to integrate AI should be looking at Facade for inspiration, rather than using AI to create low-effort assets and cash-grab microtransaction content. Procedural generation is one of the earliest and best forms of AI implementation in gaming. Unlike modern AI-generated content we see today, if used properly, it can enhance the game rather than cheapen it. At its core, procedural generation is the process of using algorithms to generate game content dynamically rather than handcrafting every element. This can create a unique experience to those who want to feel like a real explorer. It doesn't come without its caveats, though. Some find procedural generation to be cheap and create an inhumane story. Good examples of procedural generation are the terrain in Minecraft, to the endless dungeons of The Binding of Isaac, and the infinite galaxies of No Man's Sky. It's a powerful tool when done correctly because it can create replayable experiences that would be impossible to design manually. However, procedural generation differs greatly from AI-driven art and microtransactions we've discussed previously. While modern AI art generation often replaces human artists, like in BO6, procedural generation is often a tool that complements and enhances human creativity, rather than erasing it. When implemented well, it allows developers to focus on crafting unique mechanics and storytelling while letting the game's systems handle the environmental variation and enemy placement. In the example I gave, No Man's Sky, it wasn't always good. At first launch, people hated how bland the worlds that were generated looked, and the game was dreadfully boring. But now, with more time and human element, tweaking the algorithms and adding all different types of new things, it's one of the best space exploration games to date. Minecraft is another prime example. Its vast, blocky landscapes are entirely generated, but its core gameplay mechanic, created by humans and refined because of the time save of AI, keeps players exploring worlds that feel endless. What would Minecraft be without the randomization of biomes, cave systems, and structures that make every single experience a little different? Compare this to the modern misuse of AI-generated content in games. The difference is clear. Procedural generation, when well done, is about enhancing the player experience, while AI-generated microtransactions and artwork are often about cutting costs and maximizing profits. The other churns out low-effort content that devalues both the art and the audience. AI can't replace humans. At least not yet.
What have you done with the real Riley? Where's my brother? I swear I'm not a simp. Don't shoot!
When used well with humans, AI can create things that are truly unique. AI is the most powerful tool that humans have invented in the past 5 years. And in the end, you can't turn back time and uncreate a tool. I imagine we see AI the same way people in the early 1800s saw factories. It will eventually replace parts of our daily life and will take things away that we used to love. But if we learn how to seamlessly incorporate it into our lives and work with it rather than against it, we will be better off in the end. Sub, like, watch Twitch, love Jesus, bye.